making some cupcakes. Firstly, to make sure that your ingredients are all accurate, you have 2 medium-sized eggs, you measure them in the top, and when it gets to 100, which is the first line, that means that is 100 grams for all your ingredients to be measured on. So you measure, first of all, the flour, which you put in for exactly 100 grams, same with the butter, then with the sugar. But you have to make sure that you do it accurately, so obviously it hits the first line 100 grams. It's better to do it slowly, so it's easier for all the sugar particles to be in the exact spot on the scales.
It properly, because if you add too much, then the cake would
Too heavy.
Then the cake would be too heavy, and if you added too little, then the cake wouldn't rise properly.
Hi, welcome back to the Cakely Bake. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Ollie. We're going to talk to you about creaming.
This is important in making cakes because it helps the sugar cut through the butter and... Yeah.
During this process, the oxygen is cutting into the cake. This is called leavening.
So, if I take the sugar and the butter, and then we mix them together.
Okay.
This can take a long time because we're doing it by hand, but at the moment it's not really mixing together because it's quite hard.
When it does mix together, what should we look for?
How
do we know it's completely creamed?
The sugar and butter will join together and make a light and fluffy mixture. Yeah.
Okay.
As you can see, once you've creamed it together, it becomes a light, fluffy mixture, and hardly any of the sugar is visible.
Hi, welcome back to the Cakely Bake Part 3, and I'm Tom.
And I'm Alex.
And we are here to show you how to add an egg to the mixture of the cakes.
First, you separate the egg.
It's okay. It's okay. Oh!
As we have here, we have a very informal mistake.
Our survey said...
You have to stir so the eggs won't stiffen up.
When we've finished stirring, what should the mixture look like? Should it be bumpy or smooth? What should we be looking for so that we know that it's finished?
Smooth.
Nice and smooth, yeah. Okay.
Chisel. Now the eggs have been beaten in. To add more air, you could go like that.
Like a whisk.
Welcome back to the Cakely Bake. I'm Elise.
And I'm Harry.
So firstly, we're going to sieve the flour to add air to it and get the lumps out.
Shake it.
As you can see, the lumps are now out.
Okay, when you add baking powder to the flour, a chemical reaction happens.
Adding the baking powder will release carbon dioxide, which will help the cake rise in the oven. This is called leavening. Try to do it in a figure of 8. This will trap the air in. This is called leavening. This will help the air...
mix in. Try and get all that flour in for me.
So now that the cakes have been put in the cases, you have to put them in the oven for 180 degrees, 15 to 20 minutes.
How do we know when the cakes are ready?
Well, they are golden brown and they are risen.
Cake, if I knew you were coming out of me.